to me yebi because helicopter crash mate say dada ankasa mate say
to Ghana 40 yempese bi besi biom tina me busa say kwan be ne be fa so a
e manufacture na na him 1974 a champion happen and the maintenance of a helicopter and to say car na motor maintenance so say baka say ja say na say also yanko aboso kan koto the parts are such that sometimes also come manufacturer no ho ekoto mo no
na we ya manufacture
yes even if it is out of commission because in the military industrial complex at some point they decommission some of the things but unfortunately kanzo no as here there no in the third world countries like Ghana in fact some of these equipment are donations to us.
Wow.
It means say nipa odi cheye no oni ho mfa so bio. It's a wake-up call, and I believe this tragedy should be that wake-up call.
Thank you so much. Great submission, and you've begun the conversation beautifully. Yamra NCC for Papa Aikasano or Boasemba, because nipa bebre I'm to share abofno say komobi ekosu on social media about normal NCC no mo yahode.
Me that's bebre. Thank you for the question. In fact, the IC way obia antiment na say adwin say yeah, expect said it be base. Me train when you have what I wanted to say is that there is no way you can be prepared for a tragedy of this dimension. But it has happened to us already, so we have to learn from it. But you see, when the accident happened, SC war quiet, maybe easily accessible. Intino, omu from any no, omu say call first do ho. Kodu ho somu ye dia betimi aye bo hwe se beboa but anka enye sa na e was ade no te e was say site no ye preserve ho so that ye investigation na ye betimi aho ade potin esiye ema accident ne happen here ti say ya be brother kan no sa accident si wo Ghana won say man for first responders abedu ho no omo professionals omo work room ho no obi akọ ho eni na adwen obi ko ho a okohwehwe obi bukutokuom no ayisika wom obi so ko ho a okotwa videos ana bibi.
National Road Safety Authority said sometimes the send you must handle bodies in ma ebi
won
senka omo be handle omo in some way and be nyam from an ko betena as into work and sempa
into it was say you build that culture of first responders getting there. If we are not able to do that no I was say education definitely we can say NCC I was say yes education ready say yes education around the whole country say accident be see mo be do ho first no I was say mo yes mo preserve environment no so that say ye forensic investigation yebetimi ahu said the way anyway na see but obi nkodu ho na mu ye ho basa be ye din say onbe hu say ni see na see even though adwen amode ko ho no say ukoboa but ukoboa no akọ say adem because this is a issue of national security dimension. I was say yet e ba ne sen na ni party to these important individuals this program omako ma tisu say anka man penyukrapo e was so oko menim say onu so be use helicopter na be use different transport but imagine men ka say omo awu no omo ho hia but imagine say president was one onu so ewu debe na be si work on my mo e was say ye fa ya adwen eto ho say e be to kwan a what are the preparations for the officials here at NCC say no you were a transport policy say e be to kwan a e be assess risk no any car odibema nipa what sort of assessment was done? But believing the Ghana Armed Forces say omo a very efficient organization they are sure say omo aye bibia e was say omo ye intina defense minister crap ultimate name say oko intino the best friend say my brother kan so obi aye kasa we mu ho am fa party politics in bem because yes yeah government no 8 years e be a play no term sometime Matthew Bibo cast over the last 8 years no year servicing and yes our conversation na ye pese say no ade atoye ni e was say ye grievy was say ye nyina ye nipa baako ye mfa party asem ba ye mfa say ye nyina ye ebetimi aye me ebetimi aye wo ye nyina ye two coin official duties who call official duty aka ye de be ma wona nya wodia wonim ade wo utim na wo we want yes, ye very, very important people, but other government officials, be brave, to kwan, ko wu kwan so, obi ati yenti omo kwan.
All right, yamra.
I was say ye dream san your man.
Ehun hia pa me yamra wo wo ka bibi say plane kra no ye ya che helicopter ye ya che na obi kra ho donations are eba yemhwe the security implication for our nation banu sa no manoma ya because sen o kam yam se me pa say ebi o donation na tese ne odi ba ye no ehun hia na nka onfa ma okay odi aba wonso be den na bo woman for ho bai
the past seminar Mr. Mauli NCC and Max at the NCC for about the forefront of this discussion. The BIA NDC forces say MPP forces say MPP and farm for so be and the can say more pensu mo ye say yen so ya pensu ye say inti they didn't at the end of the day na substance no ye hu. Inti I want to commend Max TV for taking that bold initiative to be different.
Okay.
Inti nana him matina helicopter moda.
Okay.
As part of your security studies. Being in a helicopter, no, and you're comfortable, so. And you're comfortable, bako. Just to add to the choice of means of travel for our VVIPs. Helicopter, they won't papa because of fan was into a share headphones. We've flown over the ocean before the sea. It's not comfortable. I think, sir, between now and the end of the investigation, and paying for no train so kakra. They can even opt for Africa World Airlines and Passion Air.
What about so train so on my helicopter ni planes into Kwanyana. Okay.
Sir, investigations, is this only the helicopter that needs to be relooked or looked at once more? And now the whole fleet. Am I praying who say we are taking another trip now to Irenchem? I'm told across Africa in the past few hours, crashes be say ACC. It should be a no-go area completely for the president.
Young Grande, your place in helicopters for now.
In the meantime, Obapa, because some people are impugning foul play.
Yeah.
Anna, we are in a region of the continent, they say there's a lot of instability.
Absolutely.
Burkina Faso, and other countries within the sub-region. And Ocean Soa is one of two things. It's either it was hit by something, and as a response time, air limited. Because when there is a crash, you have large chunks. But what we are seeing is, say, from the farmers, Nipa Omudro, these are debris. Fragments here and there, they are too small. It means, say, a shichaye.
And son, yes,
a shichaye pa. And so I would have expected chunks of the helicopter, but they say no, tiny fragments. Say. So people are beginning to doubt whether this was a natural thing and that it was hit by something. In the investigation, the first thing to do is to ground all of the helicopters, especially for the president and other VVIPs.
See who fragments bisa na Asia usually near you say be a bibi boom, say be a bomb na missile na bibisa and a helicopter to me titi and getting sa and
me person for fear
so be back
panic in the hearts of the people. Ghana there some dream
sir,
and our foreign policy decisions are usually non-belligerent. And when you say pese ntokwa yasra for kwa manono mpo na hima yokopata ntokwa peacekeeping kwa na ekoye enti die na obi bedwin to do something like this to the Republic of Ghana, but okoye investigation and you cast your net wide.
Absolutely.
So nothing is taken off the table. Enti I'm concerned about the degree of devastation and burning a helicopter no FM number one. Number two, About pay will be a friend of black box.
Yes.
And yet to mum. But about Bejidin say a black box. And then my M. Payne now so said they've been able to retrieve the black box. And no record the dying embers of the flight before the crash. And today I call more what the bike pilots were saying, what the politicians were. Maybe those distressful, audios will not be made public to the Ghanaian people because of how distressing they may be, especially for Ibusuafo. But that will give us an inkling in today they see a prior because that area and Potemo for say na de no na abalo pa entity ni CS nina at the end of the day you bet e bin so blame weather for ni see enti say no people are speculating enti e besere speculations na numbra say kakra. And if Ghana needs, even though we call for Ghana being independent, investigations, and we want to enlist foreign assistance from our partners, I think this is the right time for Ghana to speak to our international partners, those who are better in forensics, those who are better in such investigations, and the same way, you be sebre.
All right, thank you so much. NCC, would it be a guaquine so sabri? Minimum work generally about first responders and their attitude you could pay a bi so ni ade but mo sheda de bibia guan so say wo de be church Ghana for send be ya sa normal ni say ni a helping pen ba e twitwa ne e dey social media na nipa ne da and all of that mo was some special education be mo really throughout the country now mo ye ni saying
okay afibia no ye share na ye plan for the year into no but specifically no about say for be trabibia yes saying in terms of cyber security any your friend is saying child online safety and I trade more basic school any secondary school for say on the internet no it is good for research but it can also be predatory if you don't use it well until no there but the saying was say your friend is saying increase say that kind of education so that amount for dream say if people are in distress what they need is help, not social media trending. Okay, not social media trending but rather what they need is help. Me say me can maybe to say if a friend is saying say we know they are assist say no I was say Ghana for no bibia bibia so we are feeling so bad about it, it is time for us to rally around as one people so that we can overcome this grief. Luckily, the leadership is doing so well. They have spoken to us. They've told us what is your idea. Say idea no call. My promise say investigation. Who say NSC. But sir, investigation. No, not you better repeat the same thing now. Then there's no need for the investigation because my own say since the year 2000 till now, about 6 or 7 helicopter accidents in Ghana. And now President Kufuor can say our organization faces some challenges traveling between Libya and some other part of the country. Into investigation, I was say far results no, juma. So that it is not repeated. I understand just last year the same. I don't know whether it's the same plane, but helicopter and problem this luckily no obi anwu ewom say na former president president no but she ansi into no e was say ye no ye fa sa investigation no ye sua na fa ye djuma going forward so that we don't repeat the same mistakes again.
Can you speak to what he just said? Say we've had certain tragedies now say nipa share there too much in what's more or no can waka see so say nka be yanka ye mani nyina si woni ento yebo enya nhwehwemu ansa woni ne be adwene say ye nhwehwemu na bibi ba ho na yamfa anya adwuma na ye anya kra anka ye kosi ye yanka bi a we ama woni ne adwene say
nhwehwemu ensonsanso na hemane say obenya ababi efri mu ekodane atreye ne bibia sa ne kasanko a emwa bebre and in fact anka only emergency landing na ebimpo a professionals are more so no a prime po anka ebia yenya hom popo ye bia
yeah na ko mu so free mu a
senior minia pay Mr. Maule kan no some of these things are security matters better kept secret your friend classified sana friend but we are done a public issue and OTA first respondents itimemofo na it looks like after midday and now 1 o'clock and now 2 o'clock at the end at the seno ne sidada. So it was known to the military hierarchy. Na Peking crown modi statement by say helicopter no omuhunu wo radar radar no I used to say mfoni bia baby a de no nam no mo hwe no wo TV so ana bibisa omuhu biom enti because of the public outcry public interest enti anka bibi say be simple maintenance one sema minua eka no any emergency landings the history and track record of they say coming events cast their shadows and TV adeni bisia utumi hu signals kakra and again obapa we should believe in the power of delegation. Obapa, we don't have to risk statesmen and stateswomen on very basic things say your program na ya tam and crime painful in us or mon cultural minim ewo. Why do you have a regional minister? Why do you have directors? All agencies, NCCE. Mr. Mauli is representing the head of NCCE because you have faith and confidence in the person
to
delegate the person a director. Me who said Donald Trump, ako baby say, ye be America ye be being se me ko ribbon. Why should our politics be reduced? Honorable efficiency is not about ubiquity on radio and TV. Let the
can you kindly repeat that for me? Efficiency is not about ubiquity on radio. That is it. No particularly say. Eduma no we ni here. TV sinu radio so awoti a obi ehun no nya no na kire say we eduma ni.
So programs no doso. On the fight against galamsey. Look at the initiatives we have rolled out. Galam Stop, Blue Water One. When so na ye galamsey program na. Ma we juma insane juma no so enchre. Rather than say they be some for member ye belonchi we ye belonchi sa. And again, delegate people who are there. That is why you should repose confidence in them.
The whole idea of decentralization. This was the whole thing. So be in free Accra. Nanka regional capitals no so benya on representative for baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We should get to a point when even an interchange is being inaugurated, the regional minister does it. That would save people. It's a man paying the minister. Before plane and a helicopter and a car, they be because of very petty initiatives, sir. We are risking their lives. And one of the takeaways from this tragedy, they say, let's properly decentralize, and then people we delegate to represent the president and other ministers in the regions should be seen to be doing the work, and we should repose that confidence. Because nipa no wan hwempo ni deputy koyempo a usuro. Because o deputy e show ni face bebre because ejuma no mpo na na ni ejuma ni deputy na dey bia ye.
I think
that is our side. Yeah. Enti osuma obi say onkosi wanaya, it's as if you are there.
But then I hear who say be a program be may I invite be the minister of this, maybe I was sending the director of that same ministry. No, that is one for buoni ni be. But
of course they don't have to risk it. You can work from Accra. The parliamentarians, after the reading of the budget, you see your budget retreats. Now things that can be discussed just opposite Parliament, Accra International Conference Center. Then you see convoys going to other parts of the country.
Nino,
I believe that is a wake-up call. So things that can be done by people who represent the state in the regions should be left to them.
Well, does this do anything to our image, like with our diplomatic partners, peacekeeping, our security? Does it?
It's a dent. It's a dent on our reputation.
Wow.
Every tragedy has its consequences.
Yeah.
And then it opens us up. And mind you, there are adversaries all around. So now people can have an idea of our inventory. Into what you move fine, but we are saying you shouldn't open yourself up. And I believe this fatal helicopter crash only opened Ghana up. And our vulnerabilities are out there in the open.
Wow, that is deep. NCC for Ghana for how do we begin to heal from this? Because ebia giniya won say sebi abusuafo nko ananya but we no ebia na mfa areho emu odu ento Ghana fo nyina so sa areho no bia bekwa abusuafo but edi hu ebeto yes most of especially one year war forest areas because obi ka say hey enti we sa nkoto kwaye ni mu na nkoto kromu a nka say ye ehu bi aba
yes
mo kasa chire Ghana for kwan be na be fa so amasa hu na ba from same question to you when he is done.
Yeah. Okay. Into say our government to start first of all I was say ye disclose him amount for say ade we na see
ye hwehwemu ni wi a
even ye hwehwenu mu wi krapo no at least ya kan ho asem say nipa we na wi say no mu wi say na ye ba ye hwehwemu afi hu na unse no aso mu hold wreath laying tribute I was say yes ade no say the flags are flying at half mast we nyina kire say ye de omo to ya dwen so a ye dwen omo ho. And then next week, Friday, I understand there will be another occasion. I've forgotten exactly what it is that will be done on that day, so that the buyers shall no money now. And then another one say, okay, I said, yes, because if a whole defense minister, any amount for Kukudama, I work plane so Omewunu, not just say, saying what sort of security do we have? And then say, defense minister. Okra mindset will be anti-member high from outside, and I will say, how exposed are we? Yeah. But the good news is that the president has quickly given that function to the finance minister, so there's no vacuum over there. That is good. That is reassuring. At least he himself will be ordering. But still, no, it be a new maybe Dr. Mani Buama team on your country will be here because national security issues. As I say, brother, bad kind. Information will be classified, and it is released on a need-to-know basis.
Absolutely.
What is it that who are the people who can take advantage of this? Are we exposed in anything? Are there any vulnerabilities? In the normal way, yes. Say,
when you and say because there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. So far, no say everything is good. The president is behaving well. Our country saying, and now even though he's grieving, he hasn't forgotten his work. He has put in measures to ensure that our defense, our environment ministers are not left in. And Dr. Ibras said something also. We are living in a very volatile region, and violent extremists Burkina Faso, and there is research I approve say violent extremists be more about Ghana how galamsey they sponsor your friend is saying violent extremism across the country. Is it any of them that has done anything like this?
It's serious.
And the fact say plane who say plane tough at least is cash car question say car where I did not take peace now the we want to know all this. Are we really safe? We need all this. So the government is doing well by reassuring they say
the people need to be informed. Yes, speculation will be right. And also never a fear and panic. There's fear. And there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and speculating all over the place. How do we begin to assure the people? How do we begin to do that?
NCC for a year. Apart from the family and Obapa, and one person America say will be going through a lot to say any Ghana man paying His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I said Dr. Omane Boama in particular now or any doba ba kupe. You can tell the instrumental role he played in bringing back the president to the Jubilee House in Ekikau. And Pifi is one of the most versatile ministers that have served under this president, especially during his first term, or serving many roles. It means he know a utility player. So it's a great personal loss to the first gentleman of the land. And at this time, Kranshin Bia was a demano, any busia phone was a ma. Number two, about bloggers and so they should respect the privacy of the families.
Yes.
And yes, they say no, be say busia and say, yeah, not anything. And NCC, you have a lot of work to do.
Nonsensical questions. It is to say, who prepare, no, it is saying, and out in is saying, hey.
And then people will be lurking around the family
homes sneaking around, trying to take
intrusion
photos,
and all that. Let's be sensitive to the plight of the families and reassure Ghanaians say, Obi no mu nsuya for obi I no interest mai no mu nsuyo bio.
And I refish bio.
Enti ebesre nipa. Maybe this is a one off. Enti no interest say kwata wo dem mu enye wedwuma usuro ni na ekeka. We believe that na esi ye bompa say
insibio. Yes, beyond empire no. I want you to go back kakra. You are a very respected security expert in Ghana. Like I told you before we came, I've taken time to look at a lot of your videos so I would know who I'm dealing with. Okasa ekwechiri, okasembi, osinka ekawonko enka sese di enka yema planes any helicopters nyina no ensi ho yenya hwehwemu no nwie. Obi ebusa say wouldn't that affect government work and delivery of normal no? What would you say to that?
I think in situations like this, just like 9/11, September 11 attacks, some things must give.
Yeah.
Intina Mampay since Wednesday, say government business at the presidency, no, you're grinding it to a halt. I'm sure there were very important, engagements and campaignian nemwa also, because of a torrential or shelves and nemanemano. And sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the larger good. So there should be a forensic audit over all UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, those that are manned, and drone technologies to say our radars. Why did the Ghana Armed Forces say that the helicopter was, not found under the radar? It was missing. And the signals we have are airspace, our maritime, parts, our borders. Security instance, but always, BBC is here. It gives you pulse. Before 9/11 or Bapa, one thing they found out after 9/11 is the agencies were not talking to each other or one another. CIA in the baby, FBI in the baby, they were working in silos. And the lesson they took from that and they said, BBC, it should go round. Send America be ready. Number two, first, planes had cockpits that were accessible to the stewardess on board. After 9/11, they've learned to seal the cockpit. Before 9/11, who took pabwa, who jacket, but they say, belt no BB before so we could go through scan. Let's give Ghana the benefit of the doubt. Say, BB at AC. That means that sacrifices need to be made, and things cannot be business as usual. Na yes obapa. Between now and the end of the investigation, for commercial airline, ekosi Tamale, naka embe foul from Tamale Airport, and na obuasi na okwa for plane kosi Kumasi, naka embe foul. That idea say ye kogalam say site we want you to have an aerial view of a place obapa. You don't need to be on a helicopter.
You can use a drone.
You can use a drone. Until let's make use of available technology to save lives. Where human beings don't need to be there. Let's let machines do the work.
Thank you so much. Obviously, you woni yen ebeba ubunso betumi abam eni ya bedin komo 0558462088 0558462088 eno ene number obetumi afre anopay na oni yen edin komo na meba ora. Okay, me answer ye brana enya so ye hwe say line no ebe blink na kayafa but then assemble kwa pese me dey to animu ansa na yakọ now do closing remarks back on it is said no man pani ka say ense say nipa bebre man pani fo bebre so wo ho egu helicopter ba akum so omu ko ba bi ni aye tete no omu say as a way no omu break is protocol ne kakra menim so what ho asem bi say
Mr. Maule ka bibi. Sebi, the night before the incident, I'm sure Tuesday night, Nippon watching in, I'm sure they passed their night in Accra. And could be a catcher almost say, Omobeko wu ewo oboasem potemoho, anka ibi amanko.
Sir.
So tragedies have an element of surprise. And I believe that maybe as friends, they must have carried out similar flights in recent times at GNC. Yeah, sorry, yeah, professional institutions, Institute of Engineers. You took one boom until say BBC. Into your best. If we can travel thin, so to speak, send a VVIP so it would have been bad, but not as bad as this one.
Okay.
It is our proposition. I'm sure. So going forward, that should be included in our security protocols.
Absolutely. But assembly officer catch Ghana ni bia wo hwe wansa na
yakọ. Ni twato mesre Ghana de hye Nana Hima. Yentie public education a free NCC, yentie ne Max TV and your line of programming. It's edifying. We just need to sanctify and clean up the public space so that the mabonia also affecting our security. Matters say offer taxi and now Uber one share na ya kidnap you. Programs are yet chira with TV so mema oboto they be obey 50 million ewo now so over for 500 Ghana bra. How? Send the mamin send the
okay.
Those things pose serious ritual killings. Ye mantia ye sika sebi ebusuanfo ehun sika no fare by. Now so ye deba mujidi. At the end of the day,
you have to come back for this conversation. This one has to come back because we need to have this conversation. Yeah, right now, as soon as we that CP. So last words to
so well, the American say. Nipa amwewu no de I mean but yebeka omo any juma papa omo ye wo Ghana life for omo lead years they are all very bright intelligent young people that we've lost but particularly I want to single out Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. He was a champion of the NCC. He was working closely with the regional office in the northern region when he was a student around the year 2000, 2001. And even when he got to the University of Ghana, Legon, he was the president of the Civic Education Club on campus. So he has been a champion of democracy all along. And I want to advise everybody that everywhere you are, please, contribute to your community so that when we lose you, we'll know that we lost a good
You've lost. Anopa emphasis that PSA Alhaji Ibrahim or your security analyst and international relations expert. Anopa DCP. And Amauli Agbenu, regional director NCCE Greater Accra region. Thank you so much, sir. Mauna ira akpena so. Don't go anywhere.
MaxBuy has great news for all. MaxBuy, there's some data boy. You can now buy your favorite mobile phones, air conditioners, TVs, fridges, chest freezers, and washing machines and pay later. Onyx is here. We bet you have a tow in Yemenina our MaxBuy. Na HM with ya. New Yana Ghana card and 30% down payment. Yet the shopping air got the next level. When you win Yasika Baby and son of shopping our MaxBuy. It's buy now and pay later for all. For further inquiries, call us on 054-401-9552. Terms and conditions apply. MaxBuy, happy life.
Calling on all Alumni. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. on School Connect, the ultimate platform to reconnect with your alma mater and share your founder's memory.
Let us spread great Okwase.
Share your story.
We are the only and first college in Ghana.
The only secondary school administration board with a helipad. It's Tema Secondary School.
Welcome to school, you have to go to Presec to be shaped.
Revisit your school days and reminisce about your time with friends and teachers. Showcase your school ongoing and upcoming project. Inspire current students and make your school proud. Be part of the connection. Don't miss this opportunity to reunite with old friends and classmates. Network with fellow alumni. Give back to your school community. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. Schools Connect, where memories are revisited and new connections are made. Live on Max TV, Max FM 89.7 and online max.com.gh.
Adriana Adamu Yonku Royal Family na ebo nkaibo yi. Abusuapani Nana Abankwa, Venerable Retired Joseph Kojo Ampadu ya owo nkran. De to ahwefo ni adofo nyina anim. Se won meboa na won kata won de hye, won papa, won kunu, won nua, won adamfo ni won nana. Owura Emmanuel Kofi Breman. Ya wonya ne ba bi ko ye June bosome ne da etoso nsia. Owura Breman nya mfie no aduosia nson, 67. Ejane Samuel Yao Breman ya wanya ne ba bi kro. Enaye Sofia Abna Asarewa Ampadu Breman ono nso anya ne ba bi ko. Kunani a wote ayipa so ne owura yiri Juana Breman. Emma woja wonachire ne Ekuya Asarewa Breman. Adwoa Asantoa Breman. Efua Acha Breman. Enso ne opani akwasi opon. Lawyer Kwame Ejeijan. Owura yere Dina Boating. Owura yere Esther Jamfi. George Osei Ajiman. Ne owura yere Regina Asumeng. Enuanom ne Oba Penny Abnacha Joseph Breman. Beatrice Ajiman Prempe. George Breman. Same Akoto Breman. Elizabeth Esi Breman. Margaret Kakari Beatrice Breman. Asante Breman. Nyameche Breman. Felicia Breman. Abna Fosia, Charles Breman, Same Breman, Ne Joyce Breman, Sanso enuanum bi akane, Comfort Buama oyenua, Rebecca Suno onunsi yenua, Sanso na Ampadu Obin, wonum nyina eyenua. Wafasofo papaja wochire ne Theophilus Tando, Aso Ampem Asari, Brenda Opeku, Poma Kakari, Adwoa Breman, Joshua Breman, Kwejo Sechi, ne Kwaku Poku, ya wonu nyina eye wafasefo. Sei ena abusuaye na ye ne ho hyehyeye. Won siri papa ho pe. Memene da August da etoso enkono. Anopa no nwotwe